Welcome to I Got Next. I got Chad with me here today. It's AG, and our Twitters are right there if you want to give us a follow. Go ahead and subscribe right here if you want more NFL betting content throughout the season. We've been hitting on some big games here, so we're going to try to keep that going. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, man. You don't want to miss this. We're going to talk about the Falcons at the Bucs today. The Falcons come in as 10-point underdogs, and the over-under is 46.5. Now,
wasn't it like 8 a day ago?
It was 8 earlier in the week. So it actually about 3 hours ago, I was looking at the lines and it was 9.5. And then when I looked before making this, it shot up to 10 now. 72% of the money is on the Bucs. And I do like betting contrarian, but I think everybody's right on this one. I think this is a big get right game for the Bucs, like you were just saying. The Falcons lost one of their best weapons in Cordero Patterson. So he's not playing, but Tyler Algier is poised to make a start and get a lot of touches. He's one of the guys that we had on our radar since the preseason with our fantasy articles that we're dropping on menoforder.com. So I'm stoked for that. I'm happy that he's going to get his opportunity here. I think all of the running backs that Cyril pointed out there are starters this week, actually, Kenneth Walker's still playing the backside role to Rashad Penny, but he's getting some touches and stuff.
Yeah.
Now that he's healthy. But let's get into this. So I got the Bucs. I mean, I liked them a lot better at 8.5. Obviously, you know, I would have liked them at 7.5 if this moved the other way. But 10's high, man. I might stay away now, but I lean the Bucs. I lean the Bucs. This is a get right game for them. The Falcons are 4-0 covering against the spread, and that has to run out at some point. You know what I mean? It just
The only thing I would be, I don't know, I guess worried about, is, this is the NFC South, and there is some history of like this division, just some weird shit happens sometimes. I mean, it's like any division, inside the division, stuff happens that you're just like, what? How did, and later on in the season, the Bucs will probably destroy them in Atlanta. Who knows? But I find it really hard to not want to take the Bucs if I am choosing a side. If I'm choosing a side, I'm going Bucs all the way, even at -10, because I'm with you. Like, I think after what happened to them on Monday night, now that is one consideration. They are coming off a Monday night game, so like there's some
Sunday night.
They were the Sunday night game. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I knew.
But I got some historical things to back it up too.
Okay, all right, let's go.
The Falcons are in a very, very, very interesting spot here that only 12 other teams in the NFL have ever been in since 1992. Uh-oh. They're undefeated against the spread, but not undefeated straight up. And they're only the 12th team to do that since 1992 coming into week 5. And in week 5, those teams haven't done well. They're 4-8 straight up, 2-10 against the spread.
Wow.
So that favors the Bucs all the way historically, but it's a small sample size because it's only happened 12 times. But I mean, that just helped me with my feeling because I was already leaning Bucs anyway. And Brady's got some. This is a bit of a revenge game for Brady, just in his own right, in his own personal life. He's got some anger out right now. I think. I mean, it could be a distraction, but we know how Brady is wired. He's not going to let that affect his football. That's in his DNA. It's probably part of the reason why it's all happening. And so I don't think he's going to go out and ruin that, just because it's happening right now. A bad week for him, I guess. But I mean, we know his DNA, man. He's ready to play, in my opinion.
Yeah, I actually think that in some ways, for someone like Brady, who's as much of a surgeon as he is, I actually think something like that, as crazy as this may sound, like it's almost like the more distractions there are, the more he retreats into his focus on his craft.
Exactly.
As an escape from that. And so it actually might make him more focused because he is intentionally doing everything he can to tune that shit out. When there's not that much stuff going on, it's probably easy for him to get distracted by some silliness. But this is like a serious thing that he probably is looking to football to get away from it.
The man didn't become the GOAT for no reason, man. He breathes, sleeps, bleeds, spits football. So, I don't think it'll get to him too much. Another thing historically, in the last couple of years since Brady went to Tampa, he is 7-2 against the spread after a straight up loss with the Bucs. in the last, like, what is it, 2-3 years now. So I mean, that favors them as well. What do you think about this over under being at 46.5? Now it seems high because the Bucs haven't been able to score, but with Brady's weapons back, they didn't look too bad against the Chiefs. I know they lost the game, but they started to come into their own.
Still scored 27 points, didn't they?
Which kind of is what's leading us to thinking this is a get right game for them, because they showed it, at least in the second half there. Specifically,
they were still fighting. Brady was still out there for that last possession. He had no business being out there when there's no way they're going to win that game. They weren't going to tie that game.
Giselle said, "Listen, if you're ruining this for that, you better play every fucking snap. You better oh, you better not be coming out of that game."
Man, it's all about Giselle Bundchen, isn't it?
But I kind of like the over here because the Falcons have been backdoor covering left and right. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to cover this one, but even if they're down 20 going into the fourth and they score another touchdown to make it 13, they still don't cover, but it gets us the extra little hump that we needed in terms of points. Just the fact that that's a possibility, like even if they go up 20, 25 and the Falcons, they might cover. They might backdoor cover this one too and go 5-0. You never know. But I mean, I like the Bucs here, but because of that reason, I kind of like the over to hit too. I think there's going to be some scoring.
Yeah, so one that I do like, I like a player prop in this one, because I was noticing the game Sunday night when Leonard Fournette, I think he had like 3 carries for 3 yards or something like that, or negative 3 yards or something. It was awful. They hardly ran the ball, and it was all dump offs to Leonard Fournette if he touched the ball at all. Yep. His over for rush attempts is 16.5, and it's plus 105. Like, that just looks really juicy to me, because I think that if I'm Todd Bowles, I'm going out there and I'm pounding the rock with Leonard Fournette to put this game away, and I'm establishing the run a little early, so I would expect Fournette probably have like 6 or 7, maybe 8 or 10 even rush attempts in the first half to 3 quarters, and then that fourth quarter, that's when you're going to see a couple of drives where he's going to get 4, 5, 6 attempts, and I could see that over attempts for Fournette hitting, and so that's one that I like in this game.
Yeah, no, I like that too. That's a good thought. Seems like they got away from it, but I mean, a lot of teams do that when they're playing the Chiefs. You know what I mean? The Chiefs they score so fast and so electric. You kind of have to play keep up the ball, and at that point, you're not running the ball too much anymore. But yeah, the potential for them being out to a lead and milking some clock, milking a lead for a win towards the end of that is definitely. I like that.
Yeah,
play.
they didn't even really
try. A lot for them.
Right, and they didn't even really try to establish the run against the Chiefs at all. And so, like, if I'm looking at it again, back to what we talked about in that Colts game in the earlier show with John Ryan, if I'm a coach and I'm looking at the stat sheet and I'm looking at our game flow and I'm looking at our play charts that we ran, I'm like, why didn't we run the ball more in the first half to keep it away from Mahomes and everything? And so, if not that I'm as afraid of Marcus Mariota as I am of Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not making that same mistake twice. So I'm gonna pound the rock as much as I can, and also we are those receivers are back. Brady's got his weapons back, but they're still they're on their way back. They're not fully 100% healthy yet, and so giving some of that workload to your workhorse running back is a good recipe. And so I like to go with the recipe that makes sense. If I'm a coach, that's the recipe I'm using. So that's the bet I'm going to make.
Yeah, and we're going to talk more props as all of them come out for the Sunday slate.
Right.
So we'll be doing that Sunday morning, and you can catch my props on Twitter as well. I'll post some throughout Saturday as well. So you can follow me at itsag400. Links in the description box down there. I have one more thing I was going to say about this game, but now I'm not thinking about it. Oh, this is similar to the 49ers Seahawks play that we had in week 2, where the Seahawks were coming off a big win. Now the Falcons, they're 2-2, but they're coming off 4-0 against the spread. They're like the fan favorite against the spread right now, man. They're an absolute wagon for the betting community.
And that number is delicious.
And it's going up. It's only going more, so get it now if you're on the Bucs, just in case.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, no, if you're on the Falcons, let it ride, because they might keep going up. They're 72% on plus 10 right now, or on minus 10 right now for the Bucs. So, this screams similarity to that game where the 49ers, had a chance to get it going. The Bucs have a chance to get it going here. Brady's coming in with a little extra edge on his chest there. So yeah, I like the Bucs here in this spot. I'm leaning the over as well. But we'll have more insight on this game Sunday morning as we get a little deeper into it, and we'll talk about more player props, like I said too. So make sure you're subscribed and turn that bell notification on so you get that as well.
Right. Yeah. Peace.
Peace.